Quiet on the set.
Hello, Mike. Hello, everybody in GRC land. Mike said I'm fat. I got to go on a diet.
Do some sit-ups.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
How I get fat? I work 24 hours a day. I don't know. I just came from Ed's. I put in 7 hours there.
Hello, everybody.
I did say that.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
You can say that. Well, get over here. All right, you got a question from Joe. Irio?
You know, he asked this question on the old channel. He was sifting through the Tech Tip series and commenting on what he was learning and all that stuff. And he had this question, which I thought was a valid question. I think I've asked you it before.
Yeah.
He wanted to know, I've been told that if you have low voltage coming into the transformer and you have weak flipper performance, you can use the high tap lug versus the normal lug. Is that true? If so, is it a matter of just moving that one wire from normal to high, or do you need to do other things for a correct repair? This, of course, would be after a flipper rebuild if they still seemed weak. And then he followed it up with what he heard was using the high tap lug would boost bumper performance, maybe flippers too. He's unsure what that high tap does and will it increase the performance of the game.
I guess it depends on the manufacturer. It does generally boost all the voltages up.
So what's the story between a high tap and low tap and
it was made when your energy generation companies had line voltage down around 110, even lower than that, 105 volts. So when these things were put on locations with that kind of voltage, they really wanted 117 or 120. So if you move that, that gave you the extra power that you needed with less line voltage. So moving it now would increase the power, yeah, but it's not necessary if you ask me, because the line voltage is higher, you're getting more voltage anyway. If you really want to have it super strong, then move it.
It won't hurt anything, will it?
No, it won't hurt anything, but it wasn't made to do that.
Well, who cares?
You know, it wasn't made to take.
Oh man, I want to shove as much voltage through all that shit as I can get away with. Well, I do.
Okay. Then you can do that. Try it.
Well, I don't know. Can we take a reading? Mm-hmm. Like, can you measure, like, say, voltage at the coils? And if voltage equals power at the coils, does it not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that a testable thing?
Sure.
You want to do that?
Not really. You ask, I gave you.
We're supposed to show these people something. I didn't even show them the tap on the transformer. I guess I'm gonna have to take a picture of it. It's down there.
Yeah. It's the end one, and it's on the corner here.
It says high tap on it.
Yeah. And in this case, you have 115 down here, and common here. See, because of the angle. Yeah, probably because of the light. So you'd move your wires 115, you'd move this pair of wires up to here.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, you wouldn't do that. You would leave your line wires alone and you'd move just your coil output wires. It should be probably common 6 volt. will be this that goes here, because these are your coil wires, right?
Well, yeah, one says 24 volts, and the other says 6 volts. They don't.
Right.
They're not giving you a high tap for the 6 volts. They're giving it for your.
See, the wire color gives you a clue here. This is your wire color going to the 24 volt coils, and then it's the one that comes out of here. So yeah, so you'd move that over to high tap. So it would only just do coils, not lamps or anything else. So it would give you some more action. I don't know what it would up it. I never tried it. I know a lot of the wood rail guys do that because it does help those because they're really anemic.
Common trick.
These are pretty snappy anyway. Reminds me of that one pin. What was it? Sometimes it's not a good idea to like them Data East games, man. They're ridiculous.
Yes, right. You don't want to add
Jeez,
further power.
go ahead and move it.
Yeah.
But that's what you would do. You'd move that wire over to give your.
You don't see that on any. You don't see that on anything solid state. That's
No.
only EM.
No, that's correct. Because at that time they topped out with the voltages that were needed. In the game. I mean, the 75 volts is plenty for what they were doing with the game.
Okay, so the tip here is if you want to try it, go ahead.
Yeah, you'll read more voltage. You could just go to a ground and go to the coil lug and you'll measure, start with what you have, see what it is, turn it on, measure. You don't need to trip the device, just it's always active because it's ground triggered.
Right.
So you measure your voltage, to ground, to the coil, any one of them, and then just...
Well, why are you being lazy? Let's do it. We're on break. Take a break.
Yeah, but it's going to take longer than 15 minutes, man.
Who cares?
Oh, well.
You in a hurry?
Yeah, I want to go home.
Let's. Now listen, I need you to cheer up a little bit. Be a little nicer. Warm and fuzzy. Warm and fuzzy, Ray. How about that snow?
That's going to do it for you?
Did you get affected by the snow at all?
Sure.
I lost 3 full days, man. Did you see what I accomplished with that little Steiner? Did I tell you the first day I came out it would run? It was dropped off Thursday night from the shop, and then so I didn't even think to start it up because it's been just right back in the shop. Then I got gas. Go to start it, turn it over, it's not firing. It was turning over but not firing. No, it was the starter switch or the ignition switch. Ignition switch. So by the time I figured it out in the cold, I ran I ran a jumper wire to the the ignition coil and off I went. But I didn't figure it out instantly. I'm not Joe Tractor. So then the next morning I come out and I didn't tell you it wouldn't start. The starter was just going click, click, click.
Did you leave your rigging hooked up? Maybe.
No, I didn't make a mistake.
Battery just.
No, I didn't make a mistake. It wasn't a battery.
Oh. Loose.
Hammer to the starter.
Starter stick.
You ever do that?
Yeah.
Bam, bam. Well, it's cold. So that on top of the snow was drifted up like
6 feet. Yeah, I can imagine.
So I've been a little behind, like people on eBay are like, did you ship my stuff, or can you answer this question? I'm in a hurry to, And you've been on service calls the past 2 days. Buried in snow, can you fix my whatever? It's just silly. What are you doing, man? Are you being warm and fuzzy?
No. Well, I guess high tap doesn't do anything because here's where we're at. Right?
Okay, it's giving out whatever.
Coil voltage.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is high tap. So it's the same. Well, maybe a little bit. What are you gaining there? 2 volts?
I don't know. We're wandering all over the place.
Well, sure, because it's...
Because your ground sucks.
No, it's just because the transformer is wandering.
25 something.
So I guess the motto of the story is if your line voltage is high, that doesn't do anything.
Okay, well, who knew?
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it, I guess when you have lower line voltage coming in, that makes a bigger difference, but it doesn't look like it makes a difference to me. There you have it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Definitely not interesting.
Very interesting.
What else can we talk about?
We can talk that the fact that I didn't get shocked, that's
Good
always
job.
good.
Phone's blowing up. Bobby Joe Jack. Evergreen Social Media Associates. I sent Fred an email today. You know, there's a copy of it in your inbox,
Oh, okay.
so you can look at that later. On the old channel, I re-uploaded and re-released one of the record pick of the week things with Mel and you, and I thought I did a nice job on it. And Evergreen doesn't own whatever it was. It was the Fifth Dimension or something. So I put that back. I put one back up just because I was going through files. Our 2 terabyte external hard drive is full. So
Having a good enough ground.
so I had to go through and, you know, file maintenance and move stuff around and delete stuff, and there's that record video that I made, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm putting it up," and I entitled it Evergreen Social Media Associates Licks Balls, something like that, and I made this little neat little thumbnail. You figured it out. I had to help you a little bit.
You had to help me a little bit, but I got the idea of it.
Got any feeling on that?
Yeah.
There's
I wasn't on the right ground, and I was getting 39, but I still get the same reading. Never mind. You were saying?
YouTube provides a catalog of free, both free and free to use, music and sound effects and stuff like that.
Oh.
So you can download it. You don't have to give credit to who wrote it, even though they tell you who wrote it, and you can give them credit if you want, and I usually do. They just provide it free so that you can use it, and they don't care.
Did you just find that? Yeah.
No, it's well, you know, it's not songs you hear on the radio. It's just people wrote. It's kind of
catchy little thing.
yeah, well, it's some of it sucks and some of it's good, but whatever it is, it's provided, and that's cool. So I've been using that to keep us out of copyright court, and I can still remix it and splice it up and put it in wherever it wants, and sound effects and all that. So that.
One thing you want to do on these is measure voltage on both sides of the fuses, both sides of the fuse, to find out whether you have a voltage drop, because it could be a fuse that's going bad. They do go bad.
Well, did you? Did you?
No. But it is a good thing to do.
Okay.
Especially with these old games.
What is this? Tech tips?
You wanted to know.
I'm coming back. What are you talking about? Check for voltage drop across your...
Yeah, you want to make sure you don't see any voltage.
Oh, resist.
drop. Yeah.
Well, you're just checking for resistance. Is that what you're doing?
I'm checking for voltage. See, there's a little bit of voltage difference on one side of the fuse to the other. Could be the holder, could be the fuse.
Okay.
That one is probably just playfield lamps, though. So.
The bottom one says 110.
Does it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that the line fuse?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Little difference.
0.02. We're not going to worry about a 0.02.
Anyway, that's another good practice.
Okay.
If you're into these oldies.
This is a tech tips, right?
Mike likes these old EM games. That's why I keep bringing them in.
You know?
Well. That stopped you from... Now I am funny. I'm warm and fuzzy now.
Speechless.
Yeah, I know. I struck a nerve.
I'm going to try to force this product to have some sort of tech tip in it, rather than have it just be blabber.
Okay.
That way I can use the name Ray's Pinball Tech Tips and not be lying.
Oh.
Not be, full of shit. What else do we got?
I always thought the high tap would make a difference regardless of the line voltage. But it was to compensate for low line voltage because the machine was designed for higher line voltage. So when you have higher line voltage, I don't know that you're going to see too much of a difference. Don't look like it to me.
I have a special force pinball that needs a repair. One guy fixed it, a couple solder joints that were bad, but it broke a day later. Thank you.
A special force? What the hell is that?
Somebody making a service inquiry, wondering if we can fix their pen.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Special force.
What else we got, man? Broadband TV. You know who they are?
No.
Me neither.
Not.
They want to pick us up. Our YouTube channel. But then I told him about things and he said, well, not now. Maybe later. I don't even want to talk about that other.
It's scribblings. I see.
Yes, it's scribbling. Well, this says blah 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 attempts sponsors. They put up a video. You know, whenever I'm looking at one of our videos, their is over on the the advertising stuff, and I get sucked into looking at it.
Really?
And
Don't.
I shouldn't.
Well, you can if you're curious.
They put up a video of all of their attempts to try to have a reality show.
Really? I didn't know they were doing that.
They keep trying, but nobody will pick them up because.
You guys suck.
You ever watch it? It makes me want to.
No, I can't say I ever did.
PDR's crazy.
That's amusing, though. No, not
Can we come over here and look at this stuff over here?
really. Sean is cool. We're looking at what?
Come over here to this pile of stuff. I sold some of it to Joe, who's not in Sweden. Joe is in Belgium.
Belgium.
Michael's in Sweden. Joe's in Belgium.
Michael
Magnus, yes, Ray Day guy.
Yeah.
He'll be watching.
Okay.
Matter of fact, come check it out.
Okay.
Come in this way.
Belgium.
Here's my plan for some upcoming tech tips, Ray. You see all this stuff here?
Yeah.
What is it? I should have brought my stand. This is just like the old show. I don't have to be as lazy at the editor's desk as I am filming.
Are you asking a question or telling?
That's a statement, really.
I see. It's a questionable statement.
All right. I told you what the plan is. Why don't you pitch it and we'll see what people think. What is all this stuff?
Well, they're all circuit boards for sale, right? And
Generally speaking, yeah.
I would say, what is your plan? Sell some repaired and some not?
Well, I was
what you were
thinking, well, these are,
You cleaned them all up. They were dirty.
yeah.
You washed them nice.
Joe in Belgium took a good percentage of them off the top, which made it a little bit more manageable.
God, we had way more than this.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, okay.
uh,
I have adequate road stock, except I might want to redo some of these for road. But
the question is are you capable of, not without going to, extraordinary efforts, repairing this stuff?
mm-hmm.
Can we show people how to repair this stuff? I'm concerned. Not really concerned.
Well, each one of these are separately addressable differently because you've got power supplies, sound cards, and driver boards, and MPUs.
But they're generally
There are a set things that you do different for each.
for each component.
Yeah, for
right.
each board.
Well, see, what we can do is we can take a component and we can talk about, well, what is it? What does it do? What is the infrastructure of it to the best of our knowledge? This section does so and so, and we'll talk about what it is you're doing to recondition it and why, and move through the set.
All right. Well, I'll start with the MPU then.
Whichever.
This is a System
Well, we're not.
6.
This is for. Are you going to give them a tease? of what it's
Yeah.
going to look like? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to give them to you.
All right, have at it, Ray. Here's what it's going to look like.
Then we'll do the same thing for all the rest.
These are mostly Williams. Well, it's all Williams, and it's you know,
System.
Black Knight, Firepower. It's all
board art.
that older 3 through, well, really 3 through 6 is what we have here.
Right. Correct.
But some of it will be 3 through 7, like the power supplies are 3 through 7, right?
Correct.
And I may even have, I've got the System 7 sound cards too,
Yes.
right? So there. I don't know if people got interest in any of that stuff, but we can talk circuit board repair and it'll keep us busy.
Okay, well, I've been doing this since probably year 2000,
I messed up
15
your
years.
teeth. Go ahead.
Yeah, you did.
Hi everybody. It's going to look like this. Here's the System 6 board.
Yeah. And what you first do is what Mike did. You wash this in soap and water. I like to use Awesome. And I like using a brush. And you knock off all the film and dirt and cigarette smoke. And you get rid of all this stuff that helps,
Okay.
that keeps you from doing solder work.
Nice. You're getting way ahead of yourself. But do you get the feeling of what we're going to do with
Yeah.
that? And
That's the first step.
And that'll keep us busy, and it won't go to waste because I can sell the repaired board, you know, and recoup a portion of your labor anyway.
Right. Okay.
So that's.
So we're going to go
man.
through individually what I do for taking a board like this that's
Dead.
questionable. It might work, might not.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
doesn't.
off the pile. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
know
right.
what it is.
So my standard way of making one of these work reliably, not just work, but reliably. So that's what we'll cover.
I think that will be providing something of value because pretty soon there won't be anybody left that has the ability to do this.
Knowledge. Yeah. There is references to this kind of thing on the internet, but it's kind of convoluted. You don't know what to.
Well, we can add to it. We can make it more convoluted.
Well, yeah, you don't know what to pay attention to and what is extraneous. You know what I mean? There are certain things that are important to do and certain things that they're nice to do but not necessary for reliability. And I've learned to weed out what should be done and what shouldn't be done, and I think it works well for me.
Okay. Well, and of course, to always learning, it gives us an opportunity. You know, some of our.
There are pluses to repair the OEM stuff, by the way, which is why this is.
Getting so far ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
But we'll take feedback from there are some know-it-alls out there that know things that we don't know.
Sure.
Whether they're right or wrong, at least some of it's for consideration. By the way, the Williams drop target Black Knight filing method was reported back as did the job. He said it was 90% effective, or 95%, 90 or 95% effective in making the drop targets behave in the Black Knight. Sending down with Mike's tech tips.
Okay.
That's it, man. Say bye.
Bye.
You're still here working. Yeah, check it out. What is it? What's this over here? What's this, man? It's so quiet you can't even hear it.
What is it? Electric chair? Mike's in his
I'm riding the lightning over here.
Your electric chair. Is that it?
Last week, so yes, these chairs are fantastic.
God, they barely fit in my truck. That one had to go in the side door. We damn near killed ourselves. I thought I'd have help, right? I go there and there's this little guy. He's about your size. Did you meet him? I'm thinking, you're going to help me carry this out? Go ahead.
What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to find out what's.
What do we know? Bring them up to speed.
I'm trying to find out what's wrong with the lock lights, because this one board, only in the track mode do the lock lights work. In game mode, they don't work. That's
Right.
weird.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm swapping the EPROMs out.
But before that, we put another System 7 board in there.
Yeah, another one that I shop recon.
And that brought the game, it's, you know, we haven't tested the piss out of it. I'm not, you know, I hate to confirm that it's fully working, but
Right.
it appears to be.
Right.
Which also tells us that the rotten dog is no more.
Yeah, we gained functionality with the OEM boards.
Yeah, we're working now, we think.
Yeah. It had objectionable sound problems, didn't it?
Well,
Plus it reset.
Was the resetting was really
That's really objectionable.
yeah. You're playing and it stops.
You had a good game going until you tilted. Well, the
So
switch.
yeah,
up
I don't know. We got a trough switch now, so I don't need. It needs.
I don't know how the hell you get 2 million on this.
I'm not ready to crown it done.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, first off, it's got.
What'd you get on the other ones we did? You got like 6 billion or
I don't
million?
know. Go check the archive channel.
God, it was some ungodly score.
Last week's tech tips.
I think you had to walk away from it.
Stock jockey. We want Mel. We want Mel. We want Mel. Dot 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 dot.
What did you film today?
No, this was a comment he left on last week's tech tips. I don't know. But
Well, you filmed Mel today, didn't you?
No.
No? I thought you guys were.
Less Mel. There's going to be less Mel. I don't know. I got to get some machines done. Get the Black Knight done, and maybe we'll work on that.
Well, she filmed a super flight, right?
No.
No. I thought you guys did that. Go ahead. What else you
We've
got?
been dicking off. We've been playing Mortal Kombat on your nickel.
Is she any good with it?
No. Bill Heatherly. You know Bill Heatherly?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you guys are scratching your head just to give your balls a break on this one.
I don't get it.
Scratch your heads more.
On this Black Knight thing?
Yeah.
No, this is no big deal. We're just sorting out a game that was tore apart down to nothing.
Yeah. Megan Hagstrom. LOL Mike. I don't feel like doing it ever.
The idea here is patience, that's all.
I'm so happy you guys have a new channel again.
Oh, we're not done with what's going to happen to the pursuit of
Things.
happiness.
Yes. We're here to make you happy.
Hey, that's in the Constitution, damn it.
PBR.
It is.
First on the season 3 video.
Isn't it?
He's first on the first video. Bobby Joe Jack. Blah, blah, blah. Natural Progression and Sam Parkwood, welcome back. PBR wrote me another book.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah. What was I trying to get to? Patrick Daniels, second to none. Joe Dragon. I don't know who he is. I'm liking the intro music. It was free. I used a free track last week.
Interesting.
It was some metal thing. Cards $25.99. First episode of the new season, and we get a raised movie review. It's like you never left. Thanks.
What did I review?
It was some sequel to some. You called the lady from the Brady Bunch, Florence Henderson or whatever.
Oh.
Basic Instinct 2.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So there was a movie on the other night on Chiller. I think it was called Hatchet 3. I couldn't watch it, but the intro music was... I had to Google it to find out who it was, because I thought it was who I thought it was, and it was Guar.
Oh, yeah? Neat.
Yes. Guar. It was a Guar song for the intro.
So you knew it, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't watch the movie there because it was terrible.
Well, at any kind of random time, we will have our movie reviews. You never know when you'll get it.
All right.
Well, that's just kind of fun.
So I guess what the final thought here for this week and on this thing,
Yeah.
to be completely current, is we have 2 of your rebuilt boards. One appears to be done, and the other one appears to have a problem still.
Yeah, and I thought it'd be in these chips, so I swapped.
Which is a note about board testing, or bench testing, about bench testing
Yeah,
boards.
because this did
You
not
don't,
have
you know,
no problem on it.
You think you're good on the bench, and maybe you are, maybe you aren't.
Well, it's probably 75%, 80%.
And that's
Test
gonna,
benches do not. You're right.
and that's going to be a disclaimer for all this other shit over here we rebuild. You know, it's going to be bench tested. That don't necessarily mean it's going to be hunky-dory, because it's just...
Yeah, you really have
unless
to.
you have a machine to test it in.
Right.
You don't know for sure.
And a bench, no matter what test bench, whether you build it or buy it, or it's manufacturer made, it doesn't dynamically test these things
No.
like the solenoids do.
Yeah, under load and under
No.
game conditions, it just can't.
No, it just can't because it's not a game, or else it would be a game. I have a test bench. It's my pinball.
Yeah,
But it is.
well, it's nice that you can do that. Man, are we done for today?
I think so.
Let's go home. Let's go get some chili.
You gonna go chill?
Yeah, let's go get some chili.